Pro Stock has gone through a lot of changes this year. They've gotten rid of their hood scoop, and they've also changed the EFI. We've talked with some of the teams about their challenges and their expectations for this year. Take a look.
Hey, I'm Tesh with RPMHD, coming to you live from the 2016 NHRA Winter Nationals here in Pomona, California. I'm here with Jed Coughlin. Thanks so much for giving us a second of your time. I know your division has recently underwent a few changes. How difficult has it been switching from carburetor to the electronic fuel injection?
Well, it's a great enhancement. Really happy with the NHRA. Going to the electronic fuel injection. It's been a long time coming. We've talked about it for a long time, but to the point, it took a lot of time and research and development. First off, on the computer models that we work with, and then second off, getting some R&D manifolds made. We had to get all the new parts from Holley, who's the only supplier for all the throttle bodies and the injectors and the ignition itself. So it was most of the writing was on the wall. So once we got all the parts and got some things tested on the dyno, we were able to work a few things out, and then we went to the track and the car seemed like it idled well, seemed like it wanted to drive well, and then it was just a matter of getting some more balance on the air-fuel mixtures to make this 500-inch Hemi happy. And we're really happy with the new fuel injection program. We're new to it, and feel like certainly over the coming runs and coming races, we're going to be improving quite a bit.
Nice. And I know that you also have some changes that are affecting your visibility.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest change in the new rules package. Well, the biggest change in the new rules package is probably the max RPM limit. We're now limited to 10,500 RPMs, and we were pretty far past that at over 11,000 RPMs. But back to the EFI point, that one of the benefits of not having the carburetor sticking through the hood with that tall manifold and a big hood scoop, big ugly hood scoop was, it's not ugly, but I mean, once you see these cars without the hood scoops, I mean, they look really cool. They rival their Detroit counterparts. And when I'm in the left lane, which I was for the first time in my career here in Pomona, without a hood scoop, I was like, wow, I feel like I'm sitting on my living room couch hitting the tree. So, I told the crew chiefs I don't have a whole lot of reason to miss a tree in that left lane anymore. It's a great view, and, it's been a really, it's gone over really well with the fans thus far. I've been pleased to hear that as well.
Awesome. So that sounds like a double win. You're loving it, and the fans are loving it.
Absolutely. Everybody's a winner, right?
I love it. So of all the changes that have went on in your division, which did you say has affected your car or your driving the most? Well,
the EFI definitely, the way the throttle position is and the amount of input and what you receive back from it has changed. But, that's something we adapted to pretty quickly in testing. But I think performance-wise, probably the largest impact is certainly that max rev limit. And, our team engineers that working on the engines, I'd say by year end we'll probably get back up to where our lapse times, and maybe not quite the speeds that we were, but we'll see.
Awesome. It's all about adjustments.
It is.
If you could pick this awesome car up and take it anywhere in the world outside of the U.S., where would you take it?
Wow,
that's a random question. I just came.
That is very random. Outside the U.S., I'd probably go to Australia. We've got a lot of friends and a lot of fans over there, and drag racing is very popular there. So I do have a goal to visit the land down under, as they say, and make it down the drag strip, even if it's in a rental car.
Ditto. Hopefully I get to interview in Australia.
Let's
that would
go.
be great. Okay, guys, well, you heard it here first. Again, I'm Tesh with RPMHD, here today with Jed Coughlin, and we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Erica Enders, thanks so much for letting us get a couple questions in with you. Okay, so I know your division has recently underwent a lot of changes, primarily the change from carburetor to fuel injection.
Yes, ma'am.
How has that affected your car when you're driving?
It's definitely different, that's for sure. We got to keep in mind that I've been driving a carbureted Pro Stock car for 12 years, so to get in and have your whole entire sequence change is definitely challenging. it's not harder, it's just different, something to get used to. So I guess the biggest differences are the throw and the throttle pedal, like how far you have to push it. It's really, really sensitive, easy to push. So that changes our procedure for the burnout and for staging. But other than that, everything is pretty much the same as last year. Cars are running a little slower because everybody's kind of trying to get used to all of the new rule changes. But we'll get it under our belt and do some good here pretty soon.
Awesome. And I know that your visibility is affected a little bit by the change with the hood scoops. What are your thoughts on that?
It's definitely different. I've never had an open view before. I've always had a hood scoop or a blower in front of me. So actually yesterday here in the left lane was the first time that I've not had to like lean around the hood scoop to see the Christmas tree. So I had the best seat in the house when I let the clutch out in the car. So that's definitely really cool. But then going into the right lane, the way these Dodge Darts are built, we're sitting so far back, the windshield is so far forward that A-pillar is right in the line of the Christmas tree when you're in the right lane, so you're kind of having to lean over that way. So we got an advantage in the left lane and kind of went back a little bit in the right lane, but it's all good. I'm excited for the year.
Awesome. Yeah, it's all about adjustments. Speaking of your Dodge, I know in the previous years you were racing in a Chevy. How has the change and the transition from Chevy to Dodge?
I've driven for Dodge before in the past, in 2006 and 2007, so it's nice to be back a part of the Mopar family. Having said that, we had to do a lot of work this off-season. We built 2 brand new race cars at Rick Jones' shop in Illinois, my car and Jeg's car over there, but they're 2 state-of-the-art pieces, so everybody was just really busy building new race cars. We put a whole new team together, hired new employees, got everybody trained, and then, of course, the fuel injection switchover, 10,500 RPM limiter, which is pretty significant. That's why the cars are going so much slower. So we had all of these changes to accommodate to, and it's definitely been a very busy off season. We said the off part of it was not associated with it at all this year.
That makes sense, especially with the changes. But good, you seem happy about all of them.
I am. I think we have a lot to look forward to. It's definitely a positive partnership with Mopar, and then adding Jake Coughlin as my teammate. He's probably one of the best drivers Pro Stock's ever seen. So I'm really proud to have him racing alongside of us here at Elite Motorsports, and we're gonna have a fun year regardless of what happens.
Nice. Well, I can't let you get away from here without, first of all, thanking you for inspiring so many young girls by not only competing, but winning some of your races. Some people may not know, but there's a Disney film that has something to do with your background.
Right.
Which, can you elaborate on that just a little bit?
Sure. They still actually play it on the Disney Channel. It's called Right on Track. It's a movie about my sister and I's junior drag racing career. Junior dragsters are, smaller, slower cars that kids from 8 to 17 can drive. They've now recently changed the minimum age to 5, so kids can get started even earlier now. So that movie's been out for about 12 or 13 years now, but they still play it. I still get a lot of really great fans out here that have seen the movie, never been to a drag race, and came out because of it. So it's been great for our sport and a lot of fun for me.
Awesome, especially for women in the sport. And you still have people like me asking you questions about it. So clearly it's still very relevant.
I love it. Thank you.
You're defending your title this year.
Yep.
What's your mindset going into this?
My mindset is to keep my mindset the same as it was the last couple of years, because it obviously worked for us. We've kind of beat the changes into the ground there, but it's definitely a different year. It's going to be an uphill battle and very challenging, but if anybody can do it, it's my guys. I have all the faith in the world in them, and I put my money on us. So we'll see how it goes. It's gonna be tough, like I said, but I'm very excited for the opportunity.
Awesome. Okay, and lastly, if there's anywhere that you can pick up and take this awesome new Dodge of yours and race it, where would you take it?
Anywhere?
Anywhere outside the U.S.
I've really been wanting to race in Australia. So
You guys should both go there, and I should interview while you're in Australia.
there you go. Company trip, right?
Well, thank you so much. Again, guys, you heard it here. RPMHD coming to you from the Winternationals here with the awesome Erica Enders. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Connie Jo Seekers with RPM HD, and we are here at the Winternationals with Alan Johnson. Now, Alan, how's the run gone so far?
We're 7th right now. I think we was 5th after the first round, so we'd like to move up 2 or 3 spots, make a little better run today.
Okay, and how has it been from switching from carburetor to fuel injection?
Been a challenge for everyone, I think, but we got some smart guys on this marathon team, and we're going to go out there and move up a few spots and hopefully be in the top 5.
Awesome. Now there's been a lot of changes. Even the hood scoop is gone now. How's the vision with the hood scoop gone?
You go up to the starting line and think, wow, I can see. So it's a lot better. You're not looking over that big, enormous scoop.
Now I heard that you were kind of struggling to get sponsorship for this year. How was that?
Well, Mopar went off in a different direction, and we ended on a good note last year and probably ready to hang it up if we didn't find sponsorship. But Marathon Petroleum Corporation come through for us and got us back on the track this year, and they're a great company and I think going to be a great sponsor.
Awesome. So if you didn't get it, you were just not going to race this year? You weren't going to sponsor yourself?
Probably not. I've done this for 20 years, went out on a good note if I had to go out, won the last race last year. So we didn't really want to, but I think we were okay with it if it had happened. But you know what? It didn't, so we're back.
Great. And what do you love the most about racing?
Having my family here with me, and my dad, he keeps him young, and my mom travels with us, and it's just a great family deal, and the crew, everybody loves what we do, and it's just a tradition.
Very cool. And we have an interesting question for all the drivers right now. If you can take this car anywhere internationally, where would you take it?
I was just in Costa Rica last week with Marathon on a convention, so we'd build a racetrack in Guanacaste, Costa Rica.
Nice. Very cool. Well, that's it. I'm Connie Josie with RPMHD, and this is Alan Johnson.
Hey, I'm Tesh with RPMHD, coming to you live from the 2016 NHRA Winter Nationals here in Pomona, California. I'm here with Jason Line. Thanks so much for giving us a second of your time.
Yeah, no problem.
First of all, I know you've had a bunch of changes in your division. How is it going from the carburetor to the electronic fuel injector?
Painful. So, yeah, it's just a lot of changes. So for us, I'm a carburetor guy anyway, so for me it's especially painful. But it's been interesting. I've learned a lot of stuff. So and so far so good. So it's a lot of changes to the car, but I haven't made a carburetor on a production car in 30 some odd years. So it was time, and so we're all sort of embracing the change, and it's been fun.
Awesome. Well, you seem to be adjusting well.
Yeah, I mean we've had worse days. So yeah, we're 1, 2, and 3 our 3 cars. So 2 Summit cars on top. So that makes me pretty happy.
And how about the visibility and the hood scoop? How are you feeling about those changes?
Well, I can wave at the fans now. They can see a lot of stuff that I couldn't see before. So honestly, I don't really pay attention to that part of it, but it's definitely different, but not bad. So it's kind of nice to be able to see where you're going.
So of all the changes that have went on in your division recently, which would you say have affected your car or your driving the most?
The biggest thing is, we didn't used to have a rev limiter, and now we have a rev limiter, so which I despise. But it was unlimited. You could rev the engine as high as you wanted to, and now we have a 10,500 RPM rev limit, which is still fairly high, but nothing compared to where we were. So it's a little bit. That's been a big adjustment for us.
Okay, awesome. And what are you most excited about this race with the start of this season?
Winning. So yeah, we need to win the race. There's only one first-time winner, so it'd be really cool if it was one of our cars anyway. So.
Well, who doesn't like winning? So I have a random question. If you could pick up this awesome car and drive it anywhere in the country and race it, where would it be?
Drive home. So I don't know. I love California. My wife's from California, but I live in North Carolina, and I'm pretty partial to North Carolina right now. So I'd probably drive back there. Maybe not today because it's supposed to snow, but maybe like next week we'll drive back there.
Yeah, you definitely want to wait for the weather to change on the East Coast.
The weather here has been super nice all weekend.
I concur.
Yeah, very nice.
You've heard it here, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to RPMHD. We're here with Jason Line. We're wishing you so much luck. Thank you.
Noble was in a incident where he drifted and hit the wall. He is okay. We tried to follow up with him afterwards, but he was getting checked up. But we did happen to get an interview with him before the crash about his expectations before the season. So let's see what he had to say.
And how has your runs been going so far?
Pretty good. First run, we did really well. We were number 2 qualifier, but unfortunately our fuel didn't pass tech for whatever reason. They gave us a bad batch of fuel, but it happens. Kind of got set behind the 8 ball, but here we are now. I think we're number 5 after Q3, and there's definitely room for improvement.
And how has it been switching from carburetor to electrical fuel?
You know, it's been more of a learning curve for the guys tuning on it more so than me, but there's a little bit of difference in drivability, but, you know, I'm doing my best to acclimate, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
And also, I heard that the hood scoop, right, was
Correct.
taken off this
Yep.
year. How was that for you?
You know what? Honestly, driving with it for all those years, I kind of never really even paid attention to it. It wasn't really that massive to really get in the way of anything, so with it not there, it's almost as if it's been like that the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, anyways. I don't know.
And, I mean, what got you into racing? What got you into motorsports?
My father, John, you know, he raced pro stock my whole life growing up, so kind of just following in his footsteps.
Very cool. And what are your expectations for this year's season?
Very high. You know, I'm driving a really good race car. This is Erica's championship car from last year. There's no reason why we can't win a bunch of races this year. We got a great team behind us. Our Mountain View guys, the elite guys, the Skillman's there, you know, between us and Jeggy as well. There's a lot of information to take at each race, and, you know, between all the brains, I think we're going to do really good.
Cool. And last question, if you can take your car anywhere internationally and race it, where would it be?
Oh, man. Somewhere tropical. I love the heat. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much. Good luck on your runs, and
Appreciate it.
we'll see you. We'll look
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing you.
Hi, it's your girl Stephanie Morin-Chigini coming to you from the NHRA 2016 Winternationals. Right here I have Greg Anderson right next to me. I know that you have the fastest car, but last year you didn't come out first. How do you think that'll play in this year?
Well, that definitely stings when you do have the fastest car and you don't win. That puts it back on the driver. I didn't get the job done as a driver, so it's on me. I still got a great car. I still got a fast car, so I've got to do a better job driving. And I think I've worked on that over the winter, and I feel confident. I feel great. Things are going well so far. So we just need to parlay that all season long, and especially into the championship chase. That's kind of where things fell apart last year. I had the strongest car going in, really during the countdown, and I didn't get the job done as a driver. So it's all up here. You just got to get strong mentally, and I plan to do that this year.
Yes. So it seems like you're really determined. The determination factor is actually playing a real big key factor for it this year. Am I correct?
Absolutely. I don't like to lose. I love to win. I don't like to lose, and I don't know that I'm a sore loser, but I don't like to lose. So I got to find a way to get back to the winner's circle and get that number one back on my car at the end of the year. And I'm going to do everything I can under my power to get it done, and I'm not going to be satisfied if I don't do it.
Yeah, I can see the determination in your eyes, most definitely. Also, now that you guys are no longer using carburetors, yes, carburetors, and now you're going to fuel injections, how has the transition been for you?
Well, it's been a little rough, and it's been a very steep learning curve for us. We didn't really know anything about fuel injection. I didn't know how to spell fuel injection, to be honest. I knew nothing about it. Certainly don't know how to run a laptop like you need to do here. So we're all learning very fast. It's been a very, very busy winter, but a very productive winter. We've gained a lot of ground since we started. There's still a lot to learn. We're just scratching the surface at what these things should be able to do. So I think, where we're at right now, we're kind of satisfied, but we know we can't stop. We got to keep digging. We got to keep going forward. We got to find a way to make more power with them. And, that's the fun of it. It's a new challenge for us. And if you can't embrace a new challenge, you probably shouldn't be out here. We love that. We consider that as a great new opportunity to do something special and to get an advantage again. So we're not gonna rest on what we've got. We've got great cars right now, but they're gonna need to be faster going on down the road, or they'll get passed by. So you got to keep digging.
Yes. I also see that there's also some other new transitions that have been made to your vehicles. Something in the back is gone now that gives more visibility. Would you like to speak on that?
Well, we used to have a big old hood scoop on top to get all the air into the engine, and we did away with that. It makes the cars look a little more sleeker, makes them look a little more like a stock vehicle, makes the driver be able to see a whole lot more. You couldn't see a whole lot with that hood scoop out there. So a new challenge, a new deal, but it's definitely better. The cars look sleeker, they look cleaner. They should be better aerodynamically also, so you don't have that big hood scoop drawing the car down. So it's just another opportunity to do something different, and I hope the fans like the appeal of the new car, the new looking car. We like it so far, and as a driver, being able to see better is always a good thing. As long as you don't look too many things, you don't get too distracted. So got to guard against too many distractions. But the bottom line is, you should have better vision to that Christmas tree, which should give you better reactions on that light. And a lot of these races are determined on who sees that light the best.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
All right.
Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.